Thanks for tuning in, everyone, to our podcast today. We'll be reviewing Grisaia no Kajitsu. Alternative name, Le Fruit de la Grisaia, or The Fruit of Grisaia. I don't know what the official localization will be, but it may be The Fruit of Grisaia. Okay. This is part of Anime Inspirations podcast. So, into our analysis of this title. Now, one interesting thing about this series is, like, when you're watching, it's actually automatically displayed in widescreen. So it's like it gives you this certain movie effect, which is actually pretty cool. I mean, it gives you this unique vibe, like, okay, widescreen effect, interesting. So it's like, I'm probably repeating myself, but it's like watching a movie. But anyways, it's sort of a pain when you're trying to take screenshots. It's like, okay, I have black bars. How annoying. So anyways, guys, yeah, I believe this series was premiered. When was it? I don't have the exact date, but we're in the first week of debut. TLDR, should you or should you not watch this series? Well, the thing about that is, you have to know what you're getting yourself into. Put plainly, what you'll find in Grisaia is an obvious harem. It has the usual cliches. There's obsessive fan service, panty shots, stripping. You can compare the scenario to softcore porn. So, I mean, that's not a bad thing if that's what you're a fan of. But again, knowing up front what this series is gonna present to you is like helps you to be prepared. So it's not like, oh my god, I didn't see that coming. Now, in 2003, I personally watched an anime title that had bare nudity, fan service, all those good things. I mean, all those good things. I'm forgetting the name of this series, but I know clearly what it's about. But now I don't know why I pulled the trigger on this particular anime, but now the general plot of this is you have a devil girl. She winds up in this guy's house out of the blue, and pretty much the guy becomes her slave. Something to that effect, anyways. Now, looking back, I sort of question, like, why did I watch this title? I don't know. It was somewhat of a cringe-worthy experience. Wasn't really a point. Now, Grisaia, I think, will have a similar effect, like, of this anime that I watched in 2003. I mean, that was a little bit of a personal story, but to lead into things, if you know the name of the anime of which I'm talking about, please respond in the comments or whatever. I'm sure I could go on Google search and be like, okay, type in a short description, it'll spit out the name, but right now I just can't put a name to a face, so to speak. Yeah, so more about Grisaia. Let me just spit out the plain description of this series. So pretty much, the story here is set in you have an academy. It's supposed to be like a closed off space or an orchard for girls to be educated and cultivated, blah blah blah, away from external influences, or so they say, anyways. Yeah, so you have 5 girls living within these walls, and I guess they're atoning or repenting for something. I don't know what exactly, because they seem lively and full of energy and all that good stuff. The main character is Yuji Kazami. Oh my God! Surprise! He's the sole main student here. Like, okay, like there's apparently no teachers, no staff members, no other male students. You just have this one dude who gets his chance to mac on all the girls. Okay, so if this is not an automatic harem setup, I don't know what is. Okay, like, as I was saying, come on guys, like if you wanted a realistic anime, this is not it. Now maybe in our wildest dreams and fantasies these events would come true, but not real life, guys. I mean, come on. However, I do know, like, in the anime industry and even any industry, sex sells. So I mean, there is an audience for this type of anime. It's just that, I mean, yeah, there's not gonna be much substance. So so what you will find typically is, yes, full on panty shots, and what I mean by that is, like, you'll see everything. From the angle they put you in, you'll be able to see everything. Girls are stripping as well. I mean, it's not full on nudity, but they use camera effects and light effects to hide the important bits, but it's very close to full on nudity, just not full on nudity. And judging by the story, there's going to be heavy violence somewhere along the lines. That's just my personal guess. Later on in the story, there may be heavy blood, and I mean, the suspense is pretty heavy. And yes, the man service scenes, as you can see here. What else? So during this review, wait a minute. There's one little thing I want to add before that. Now, like, again, as I mentioned, there's an audience for this type of anime, even though it's like heavy fan service and all that. Like, where's the substance? Where's the, like, point of this? Yeah, it's what sells. And now we get lots of anime like this because it's the formula that works. It's why we see a minority of titles that are shoujo based. Now shoujo it's a Japanese term for an audience a female audience that content that appeals to young women. Limited slice of life titles, the realistic stuff and all that just is not mainstream there, or probably in America either, so we don't get too many of those titles. I tend to like them because they gravitate towards me the most, and I feel there's greater purpose and merit behind watching. And a lot of those titles tend to be educational, so you have the opportunity to actually learn something. I mean, who knew? But so anyways, during this in-depth look at Grisaia, I'll be using such terms such as inspirational, not inspirational, valid, merit, things like that, and you'll be like, what are you talking about? So for those who are not familiar with our site, animeinspirations.com, I'll give you a brief description about what we do over there, and what our site is about. So pretty much when we look at anime titles, we are examining we're examining their content, similar to what the ESRB, Entertainment Software Rating Board, would do. So for example, after they review the contents in the game, they give it a rating such as E for everyone, M for mature, and they also assign labels such, for example, fantasy violence, crude humor, nudity, things like that. So that the customers and the audience for this particular game or whatever, they have a general idea of what they're going to be getting, what to expect when they open up that package and put in their disc, so that there's no surprises. Let's say there was nudity in the game and they didn't list it on the label. Pretty sure someone would get sued. So that's why the ESRB exists, and the various other rating boards for. I know ESRB is just for games primarily, but there's also one for like movies and other media content. So now our site, we take a closer look at any given anime title, examining its content similar to what the ESRB would do. So we examine, does it have merit? Is there any greater purpose behind this title? Does it have like educational values? Things like that, So again, we take a greater look at any given anime title, and during this review, I'll be providing my insight on why I believe Grisaia is not an inspirational title. So by merit, again, I mean, like, is there greater purpose behind this title? Does it present scenarios and factors in which you could potentially learn from? Well, first off, Grisaia is not realistic. I mean, let's get real here. Thrown into an automatic school with 5 people, and all the girls happen to fall for you immediately, is not a realistic scenario, no matter what sort of spin you want to put on it. I mean, that's just how it is. I'll go into that later on, about harems and such being realistic or not. But so basically, Grisaia was a inspirational anime candidate. Now, what that means is that, before the fall 2014 season started, we took a look at the previews of anime, just a short little blurbs, descriptions saying, blah blah, Grisaia is this and this, 5 girls in academy, they're suffering or whatever. We thought, heck, this title is potentially, we don't know the contents, but it could be something good. The conclusion is that it's not. It's full of harem cliches and fan service and all that, and there's not really much substance. So it actually got rejected on our site. It's not going to be part of the content we present, and I already went into the reasons why pretty much we came to that conclusion. So so again, we had no idea like what was going to happen in this title until we checked it out. So it's like the ESRB is not going to know this certain title or whatever, any given title is E for everyone or M for mature, without checking it out. So similar scenario here. I know I'm in this really uncomfortable position. Now, is there anything ultimately we can learn educationally, or can we take anything away from this title after viewing? Well, I mean, you can take something away from anything, but like I can like go into an in-depth analysis and say probably later on I'm gonna go into that, where you can say, okay, these characters do this and that. Oh, the character's coming on too strong. This happens in real life. I can go into an analysis like that and sort of pull merit from out of nowhere. And it's the same thing with defining inspirational. You could say you could go to my site and think inspirational anime. Well, they include all anime. Well, based on your knowledge that inspirational means something to you, and inspirational means something to someone else. I mean, something being inspirational is in the eye of the beholder. So, I mean, but overall, no, Grisaia is you're not going to find any of this merit inside of this title. So if you're looking for like an educational experience, or again something with a greater purpose, then I wouldn't recommend this title. So again, it's not realistic. I mean, not that being unrealistic is a bad thing. Many of us play video games and watch anime to escape reality. So there's nothing inherently wrong with being a totally out of this world scenario, but can we look at the main character and say, oh, I've been through that, I can relate to what he's saying or what he's going through? Probably not. So can we understand what this guy is going through? Probably not. I mean, first of all, how many guys have had multiple women flinging themselves at you? Probably zero. I mean, definitely not in this manner. And certainly, even if that was the case in the minority of among the minority of guys who have been through this sort of bizarre situation where you randomly walk into a room and a girl you just met 5 minutes ago was stripping. I mean, yeah, chances are those women weren't out to kill you. So, yeah. Now, more on harems. Now, a harem, again, by definition, is you have one main character who's a guy, and women characters who are automatically, or they're attracted to the main character right off the bat. So now a reverse harem is the opposite. You have a female main character and the guy, and you have multiple guys after the main character. So the thing about this genre of anime is that normally it presents itself as having not much very little substance and merit. And their plots tend to be cookie cutter. The harems unrealistic. I mean, like, it's not often in real life, again, where you're gonna enter any social setting and random women are automatically attracted to you. I mean, how does that happen? Unless you're a celebrity. But I mean, it's like typically you have to spend some time getting to know women or guys, in case you're women, I mean, before they begin to like you. So I mean, that's why these anime are normally unrealistic. So talking about Grisaia specifically now, maybe it would be more more realistic. I mean, on its already low scale. If maybe if it had additional male characters or rivals, but still, I mean, everything is pretty much just handed to the main character on a silver platter, or a golden platter, however you want to say it. So it's like, okay, yeah, this guy has it made. And no male competition. Okay, what sort of world do we live in? So talking about inspirational anime, the anime in particular that we have already gone through and classified as having merit, having substance. There's a total of maybe, capital letters maybe, 5 or 6 harem anime, at least among the anime we have classified, that we have actually accepted. So harem anime, again, as I'm probably repeating myself, is often not gonna be something beyond the what it initially sets on to be. Fan service, women thrown at you, main character who has it made, and all that general setting. So now one example of a inspirational anime actually is, if anyone is familiar with the Amagami SS series and Amagami SS Plus, is not a traditional harem. It's more like you have alternate universes, and the main character Junichi, he he's not going out with multiple women at the same time, so it's not like he's cheating on any of them. It's like, okay, he dates this one, he befriends this girl, dates them, they go out, next arc begins, he dates another girl, blah blah blah, repeat for 6 or 7 arcs. So it's actually, the anime as a whole turned out better than I thought it would. So because of this whole alternate universe aspect, the title has greater merit. And plus, you don't have any reason to view Junichi as a scumbag, because he's not technically cheating on anyone. He's just like, okay, if I dated this person during these events at this time, this would happen, and such and such for the next girl. Another example of a harem with substance is Orimo and Orimo 2, which is short for my what was it again? Something like my little sister I forgot, but you guys probably know what I'm talking about. The main character, I forgot his name as well, but he has a little sister who's into like manga, and she's like obsessed with this otaku culture, and somehow the main character falls into this, he also gets interested in this sort of anime culture as well, because he was introduced to this by a sister, and blah blah blah. I don't want to spoil the plot, but this series in particular, Orimo, it forces you to sort of re-examine the boundaries of love and the people in your life that mean the most to you, from a romantic aspect. Like, who do I really want to be with? And so it's a pretty good anime despite being a harem. I think I've actually cycled through the entire series here, the entire first episode of Grisaia, my bad, with my rant. But so my personal recommendation is, again, unless you're looking for fan service, stripping, harem cliches, maybe a little bit of suspense with all the girls out to kill the main character for no particular reason, I guess you would be interested in this title. But if not, then I would steer clear of completely. So I do have a couple personal comments on this series, despite the fact that I may not watch it. I mean, it could be, this anime could be an example of one of those scenarios where it's so bad it's good, you know. And I could be like, oh, I'm not specifically saying don't watch this. I'm saying, like, if you're into these sort of things, then this anime would be a good fit for you. But if you're not, then again, it won't be a good fit for you. You'd be like, what am I watching? So I probably won't be watching this series because I mean, I don't have time. I'm checking out other releases of the season, and so I mean, I probably won't continue watching this. But anyways, I do have a few comments, more on, you know, what I thought about the series and what I, you know, a few extra tidbits here about the characters. So who is my favorite girl? Well, I think it's the violet purple-haired girl who comes on strongly to the main character. Her name, I believe, is Amane Suo, something like that. Why is that? It's because, I mean, who doesn't like a girl who randomly walks into your room and starts stripping? I know that would never happen in real life, but hey. Now, the thing about harems is typically, normally, every guy can find a girl that is appealing to him and sort of inside of this main character's harem. So that's part of the appeal. Now this, I have a short sort of comment on the scenario of girls coming on too strong from a real life perspective. Normally, when women come on very strong in the beginning, they want something out of you. It's not like they're genuinely interested in you. They normally want something. So you shouldn't be like, okay, wow, this girl really likes me and she's amazingly gorgeous. But hey, red flag should be flying over your head. And during this scenario, as I mentioned, they probably want money. They want something they need from you that they need to go through you to get. Or they just want to use you for something like, I don't know, webcam experience or something. I'm just using a totally random example there. So like I said, they want money. They want something out of you. If you don't know this girl, she randomly comes on too strong and blah blah blah, that a siren should be going off in your head, and like you should take a step back and say, wait a second. Women don't normally, it's pretty rare for women to approach random guys they don't know right off the bat. So when they do, it's like, okay, are you genuinely interested in me? Or again, probably not. So again, red flag scenario. Now the black haired girl in this series, I believe her name Yumiko Sakaki. I'm sorry, I'm so bad with Japanese pronunciations, but now she actually looks very similar to personality wise and appearance wise to Toma from White Album 2 for those. Amazing series for those who have seen it. I definitely recommend it. It's in my top 5, I think top 5 favorite anime, and anime that have had the greatest impact on me. So if you haven't seen White Album 2 or even White Album, they're not connected, but I definitely recommend White Album 2 because it's amazing. But as I mentioned, this character Yumiko, it's probably the hair, it's probably the height, but very and sitting in the classroom with that afternoon glare coming in, like it reminded me so much of what's her name, Toma from White Album 2. But the thing about this character was that when we first see her, it's like we get this sort of thought in our heads, like, okay, this is how she looks like. Alright, that's somewhat odd. And then a few seconds later, it's like we see her face looks totally different. So it's like, what happened? Did they redraw the character or something? I mean, did her face receive a makeover? But anyways, this short little aside there. One plus about this series is that the main character doesn't look like a total wimp. So, I mean, at least he's like a macho dude and he's fit. There's even some man service for the ladies out there. I mean, I don't know what sort of women would actually watch this, but because it's not catered to them, but you know. So he's like a tough dude. I mean, he's definitely, so there definitely could be like some hilarity because of the personality of this guy, which, I mean, he's a badass sort of. He like women strip in front of him and he doesn't, like, okay, you know, you have a nice rack. I mean, that's pretty much how that scene went. So I mean, as a dude, he's pretty cool and he's pretty badass, but you know. And I'm probably like, people are getting more interested in Ted. That's fine. I mean, you know, I'm not totally bashing this series. I'm just you know, putting the title out there. I'm saying it like how it is, so telling it like it is, exactly. As I mentioned, this title may turn out to be one of those "it's so bad it's good" examples. So, you know, we don't know yet. I hope it's not another School Days with the, you know, let's hope not. I've never seen that anime, and please don't ever watch it if you haven't already. So, as I mentioned, yes, Grisaia is a harem. So, very little merit, very little purpose behind it. I mean, a lot of the things we do in life have no purpose. Like, why did I wake up yesterday? Well, there was purpose behind that. I had to go to work. But you know, like, I don't know, why did I choose to walk in this path instead of the other path? Or like, why did I don't know, decide to tune into this random, I don't watch TV, so that's probably a bad example. I can't think of an example, but like I said, a lot of the things in real life we do have very little purpose. So watching this anime, if you choose to, may not have much purpose, but beyond the entertainment value at base. So maybe you don't want to learn anything, maybe you just want to be entertained. Well, okay, nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we come home from a long days of work or school or whatever, and we just want to like turn off our brains, and like, I just want to play video games or watch a fan servicey anime that that's almost like hentai or soft porn. You know, more power to you. However, I personally have a greater attachment or grow. I obtain like a better attachment. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but to anime that affects my emotions on a greater level. Like it takes a certain tone, a certain setting, a certain feel to the anime in order to establish this. Many of the inspirational titles that we accept, they have this sort of tone and feel that we're looking for, and they have the content that is more likely to inspire you. So surprisingly now, like normally when you think of anime, you don't think of like educational experiences, you know, shows that spit off facts to you, and you're like, oh my god, I learned this. This really happens, and you know, we normally don't expect that when we watch anime. You know, normally we anticipate like random hilarity and humor and fan service, and that's pretty much it. But two examples of anime that I have viewed, that I have watched lately to provide this sort of experience has been Bartender and Silver Spoon. Both two very amazing anime. I definitely recommend them. Now, in the case of Bartender, I know I'm going off topic here, guys, but bear with me. I don't personally drink, but I'm just gonna say that Bartender is amazing. Like, I've learned a lot about drinks, alcohol. It's actually really fascinating. Again, I don't drink at all, so I mean, you ask me like, what's my favorite brand of beer, or you know, what's the beverage with the most alcohol content, or even like what's the percentage blood to alcohol ratio does it take to get pulled over by the cops, you know, to be classified as intoxicated? I don't even know that. So again, I don't know next to anything about alcohol, but Bartender to me was surprisingly interesting, and I actually want to continue watching and actually complete that series. So yeah, that pretty much concludes my review of Grisaia. Once again, not saying it's gonna be totally bad down the line, but just in summary, it's for the most part, it's your standard harem fare with the usual cliches and fan service. There's no full-on nudity, as I stated earlier, but it's pretty close. This anime would definitely get an M for mature if it was rated by the SRB. So the plot, I mean, it's a little bit crazy. I mean, I guess that could be part of the appeal. We don't know where the plot of this series is going, or the motivations of the characters, or you know, even who this main character is going to end up with. I don't know who the favorite to win this little harem circle of the main characters is, but you know, we'll see. I mean, I don't know. That, I guess, for those who watch harems, that's part of the appeal. Like, who do I ship Yuiji? Was that his name? Who do I ship Yuiji with? the purple haired girl, or I know I covered this the multiple hair color cliche already, but you know, do I ship him with this purple pink haired girl? Do I ship him with the purple haired stripper? Or the black haired beauty who looks like Toma, who wants to kill him right off the bat? You know, that's part of the suspense, I guess. So yeah, guys, again, there's probably not much substance or merit to Grisaia, but if you're a fan of harems and you wanna, if you find them hilarious or if you find them like hilarious or entertaining, this may be an anime that's fit for you. So that's my Grisaia review, guys. I have a few sort of mentions here before we close out this video. If you get a chance, check out our website, animeinspirations.com. We have community forums. It's like a very small, tightly knit community. I'm the admin there. Viseries is my handle. We hold events. We actually live stream anime roughly 2 times a week, pretty much every Saturday for sure, pretty much, and also on Wednesdays we're holding like an event where we check out the new inspirational anime candidates of the season. So it's like checking out the new anime titles, seeing like are they going to be a good fit for this site, you know, do they have inspirational content, etc. So it's actually pretty fun. Like watching anime tends to be a solitary experience, you know, especially because it's like not mainstream, and like if you ask random people like, do they know what anime is, they're probably going to tell you no. What is that? People animation from Japan, I don't even they'll be like, what are you talking about? So if you've never been to like an event where you get to watch anime with people that have similar interests as you, then I definitely recommend it, because it's a lot of fun. Even if we've held events where 2 people were present, and it's been very fun, to me at least. So on Saturdays, this upcoming Saturday, which is like tomorrow, we're actually live streaming Suzuka. I believe we're on episode 7. It's the English dub. So I know it's a little bit weird to like start off in the middle of a series, but if you want to watch some Suzuka and just mingle with our forum members, there's probably going to be at least 4 people in attendance. So stop on by our site, click on live viewing event, the live viewing event tab. We have our live stream is hosted on Ustream, so you can, and we have embedded chat. So it's like a Twitch experience, but you're watching anime. So one other small tidbit of news here is that I'm actually streaming on Twitch. I don't know if I'll be able to continue it, because in all honesty, I want to put out more content for my site and write better blog articles. I can't speak right now. Put out better blog articles. It actually takes a lot of effort. So, but that's something I really want to focus on in the coming year, and you know, putting out quality content to my site, producing more reviews such as this, because I love speaking about anime. It's like the main thing that I'm interested in right now, and I'm somewhat at that point in my life where mindlessly playing video games doesn't have much purpose to me. It's like, you know, I don't think I will ever outgrow anime. Especially taking this sort of analytical viewpoint. I can examine the titles and actually give purpose to what I'm doing. And this review was not like, I actually had to prepare notes and all that. I didn't just like come on here and unprepared and be like, okay, don't watch Grisaia, it's terrible. Or, you know, if you like fan service, blah blah blah, check it out, definitely, you know, character strip. No, you know, I had to put in some serious thought. I had to take this presentation seriously, so TLDR, you know, I want to put out more content to my site. I really enjoy it, and I think it's a worthwhile experience. So that's what I hope to focus on in the future. But I promised that I would be streaming Tears to Tiara 2 on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/anime_inspirations. So if you're a fan of strategy RPGs or even JRPGs in general, check out my Twitch channel. I believe I'll start streaming on release day, which is October 14th, 2014, yes, which is next Tuesday. So yeah, guys, any interest in that, check out my Twitch channel. You know, I'll be doing a hard mode run. I think you can start on hard. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it'll be entertaining and I can put out a good presentation or end product for the audience that will be tuning in. So yeah, guys, I hope to put out more reviews for additional anime that's coming out for the fall 2014 season. So definitely, you know, stay tuned. If you want to show your support, you can do it in a number of ways. You know, I appreciate any sort of interaction from my audience. So you know, you can give a thumbs up. You can comment in the comment section. You can pay a visit to my website, or if you become so inspired or motivated or what have you, or interested, you can definitely register on our forums. I would certainly appreciate that. Subscribing, definitely, if you like the content that we put out and you like the focus and the you know, how we handle our podcast and our content, you can definitely subscribe. It would, you know, make my day, definitely. Each subscriber, I'm doing something right. So yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in to our Grisaia no Kajitsu review. Thanks for watching.